Welcome to Real Talk with John, a platform dedicated to finding solutions for Jamaica. Decades of ongoing corruption is killing Jamaica, and we're doomed if we do not fix the problem. We must act, for some Jamaicans in the US have already started. In January, they had protested outside the High Commission in Miami, and in May, they will do so again in New York City. We must do the same here, so I'm calling for the organization of a simultaneous national gateway protest here in Jamaica. There are untold reasons why we should all take to the streets, but I'll briefly cover three critical policies that are destroying Jamaica: fiscal management, energy, and mining.
Jamaica suffered economic hard times for many years, causing extreme and immense hardship.
In 2013, Jamaica was one of the world's most indebted nations, servicing the
Several decades, Jamaica has struggled with unsustainable debt.
Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the IMF's review acknowledges the country's fiscal prudence.
The macroeconomic stability that Jamaica has established has won sort of praises from the international community.
Jamaica is on course to lower its debt to GDP ratio to 74% by the end of March 2024, the lowest figure in 25 years, and represents a halving of the peak of approximately 150% 10 years ago. The announcement was made recently by Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
So, you heard that. Jamaica was one of the most indebted countries, but what you didn't hear was how much we actually owed. Nope, because that is never mentioned. But it was in January when the World Bank produced a report about global indebtedness. It contained debt figures and was a real eye-opener, because now we can determine what Jamaica has so far achieved under the 2013 IMF agreement. Here are the World Bank figures again. As you can see, over a 10-year period, the debt rose 40%, from 13 billion to 18 billion. US, that is. So the debt, we're told, is falling, actually went up. And how much was spent servicing it? Here are the annual debt repayment figures. And as you can see, a grand total of 22 billion US was spent. It's worth repeating. Under the supervision, that clip was in the previous video, but it's definitely worth multiple viewing. Let me just correct up here. We do not have infrastructure because our money is making loan sharks mega rich. It is a scam. When folk check with the lender to determine how much they owe, they're not told about bloody ratios. So why the cow will you tell uneducated populace about ratios? Most folk don't know what a ratio is, and many more can't spell the bastard word. So why? Because there is something to freaking hide, that's why. And it certainly is. 22 billion US spent and the debt increased by 5 billion. The IMF needs to be exposed. The debt is also... So, you heard that. Jamaica was one of the most indebted countries, but what you didn't hear was how much we actually owed. Nope, because that is never mentioned. But it was in January when the World Bank produced a report about global indebtedness. It contained debt figures and was a real eye-opener, because now we can determine what Jamaica has so far achieved under the 2013 IMF agreement. Here are the World Bank figures again. As you can see, over a 10-year period, the debt rose 40%, from 13 billion to 18 billion. US, that is. So the debt, we're told, is falling, actually went up. And how much was spent servicing it? Here are the annual debt repayment figures. And as you can see, a grand total of 22 billion US was spent. It's worth repeating. Under the supervision of the rescuing IMF, 22 billion was spent servicing a $13 billion debt, but it didn't decline. No, it ballooned to 18 billion. This should be headline news not only in Jamaica, but across the globe, because it reveals that indebtedness increases under the IMF program. However, nobody spared the fairy tale of falling debt, not even children. Of the rescuing IMF, 22 billion was spent servicing a $13 billion debt, but it didn't decline. No, it ballooned to 18 billion. This should be headline news not only in Jamaica, but across the globe, because it reveals that indebtedness increases under the IMF program. However, nobody spared the fairy tale of falling debt, not even children.
You know your economy is doing well when your reserves are going up. One point in time, 10 years ago, our debt to GDP was at 150%. You know what that means? The economic students inside here will immediately know what that means, right? Today, our debt to GDP ratio is somewhere in the region of about 78%. By the time we get to the next financial year, we will probably be about 74%. So I want you to understand the magnitude of what we have gone through just about 10 years ago. The country was really in a crisis. Through the sacrifice of your parents, who endured new taxation almost every year, no budget to repair roads, no budget to invest in healthcare, no budget to invest in public transportation, no budget to invest in garbage collection, no budget to build the auditorium that you're asking for. No budget to pay increased wages to public servants.
Going around telling the people that debt servicing costs are decreasing.
You know your economy is doing well when your debt is going down.
Lack of journalism on the island is a monumental problem. The TVJ report about the World Bank debt figures highlighted the depth of corruption and collusion in Jamaica. The table clearly shows an upward trend. And adding salt to injury, it shows a debt that was at its lowest when we were told that the debt was at its highest. But TVJ somehow ignored these glaring discrepancies. There are so many issues that should have been investigated, but were ignored. Here is a quote about journalism. Journalism is a cornerstone of democracy. A well-informed society is a prerequisite for a functioning democracy, allowing citizens to make informed decisions about the policies that affect their lives. You hear that? But not in a banana republic like Jamaica. This mob here keep the people misinformed and ignorant, so Jamaica can be exploited to the blasted maximum. But the bullshit continues. Here is a PM on the campaign trail selling the economy.
Because we have built the economy on strong footing, putting in the necessary fiscal buffers, making sure that we manage expenditure, we have been able to reduce our debt servicing, so that we have more money to spend on the things that matter to you.
Clip was in the previous video, but it's definitely worth multiple viewing. Let me just correct up here. We do not have infrastructure because our money is making loan sharks mega rich. It is a scam. When folk check with a lender to determine how much they owe, they're not told about bloody ratios. So why the hell would you tell an uneducated populace about ratios? Most folk don't know what a ratio is, and many more can't spell the blasted word, so why? Because there is something to freaking hide, that's why. And it certainly is. 22 billion US spent and a debt increased by 5 billion. The IMF needs to be exposed. The jail is also going around telling the people that debt servicing costs are decreasing. So, you heard that. Jamaica was one of the most indebted countries, but what you didn't hear was how much we actually owed. Nope, because that is never mentioned. But it was in January when the World Bank produced a report about global indebtedness. It contained debt figures and was a real eye-opener, because now we can determine what Jamaica has so far achieved under the 2013 IMF agreement. Here are the World Bank figures again. As you can see, over a 10-year period, the debt rose 40%, from 13 billion to 18 billion. US, that is. So the debt we're told is falling actually went up. And how much was spent servicing it? Here are the annual debt repayment figures. And as you can see, a grand total of 22 billion US was spent. It's worth repeating. Under the supervision of the rescuing IMF, $22 billion was spent servicing a $13 billion debt, but it didn't decline. No, it ballooned to $18 billion. This should be headline news not only in Jamaica, but across the globe, because it reveals that indebtedness increases under the IMF program. However, nobody spared the fairy tale of falling debt, not even children.
And debt service of $491.2 billion.
You hear that? 491 billion Jamaican dollars. That is a 75 increase, but that's interpreted as a decrease. Lack of journalism on the island is a monumental problem. The TVJ report about the World Bank debt figures highlighted the depth of corruption and collusion in Jamaica. The table clearly shows an upward trend. And adding insult to injury, it shows a debt that was at its lowest when we were told that the debt was at its highest. But TVJ somehow ignored these glaring discrepancies. There are so many issues that should have been investigated, but were ignored. Here is a quote about journalism. Journalism is a cornerstone of democracy. A well-informed society is a prerequisite for a functioning democracy, allowing citizens to make informed decisions about the policies that affect their lives. Hear that? But not in a banana republic like Jamaica. This mob here keep the people misinformed and ignorant, so Jamaica can be exploited to the blasted maximum. But the bullshit continues. Here is a PM on the campaign trail selling the economy. Stolen inflation does not belong to the people. It is a $62.5 million European investment. But the amount the investors will earn each year is mind-blowing. They could rake in over 3 billion Jamaican dollars every year. 1 billion from sales to JPS and 2 billion from the NWC, which is the people. So that equates to annual earnings of $20 million on a $62.5 million investment. PM boasted, quote, "What you're seeing today is another strategic and synergetic nation-building decision that generations to come will benefit from." Huh? They'll benefit from. Oh boy. No, what we're observing yet again is another strategy to make foreign investors richer at our expense. And yet again, the journalists cannot do bloody maths. It is blindingly obvious that this incredible investment should have been done by the government for the people. And what is the excuse for this treachery? Freaking indebtedness. This is similar to paying $20 million every year to rent a house worth $60 million. The JLP and PMP excuse is that we can't afford it, and it further proves their treachery. However, they could spend $68 million on MIPS, which the people don't want and don't need. And another priority for them is a new parliament building.
Because we have built the economy on strong footing, putting in the necessary fiscal buffers, making sure that we manage expenditure, we have been able to reduce our debt servicing, so that we have more money to spend on the things that matter to you.
And something for the boys and girls, a new parliament building, which apparently is urgently needed to showcase national pride.
Yes, the parliament is on track.
Is that our priority, really?
It is a priority. I would quickly say to those who would want to say it is not a priority, the ability of our politics to function properly, to have the meetings for oversight, which we all complain about, to have the facilities to properly capture, for example, to save those for posterity, to ensure that our members can conduct themselves appropriately. And then, of course, we must think of our national pride. When we invite people to come to our parliament, the parliament must represent the dreams and aspirations. When you look at it, you must say, this is Jamaica.
Believe it or not, the people still haven't got a bridge. How can you leave a community without a bridge for 7 years and counting? And in that same year, the comfort of the waste space Governor General was deemed more important. So $2 million US, the people's money, was budgeted for him to get a car and to install an elevator where he lives, rent, and tax-free. The JLP and PNP do not work for the people. The fact is this: the IMF is destroying Jamaica whilst building the wealth of unscrupulous loan sharks. And let me tell you, the energy and mining policies are no better. They are also making investors filthy rich at our considerable expense. The energy policy is corrupt on a different level. For now, I'll give an example. In March, there was a UN conference about water, and Minister Samuda bragged about Jamaica finding green solutions.
One such example is Jamaica's push to install a floating photovoltaic renewable energy plant at the Mona Reservoir.
Weren't those the most pathetic excuses ever? I've had nothing more, but you can only but bloody marvel. Does this sound like a government that is working for the people and managing out money prudently? The IMF thinks so. And they all think it better for the people's money to be hoarded in the national reserves than invested in renewable energy, which pays for itself within a few years. Their economists appear to be clueless about basic mathematics. According to the peer, the growth of the reserves is another sign of an economy doing well. Lack of journalism on the island is a monumental problem. The TVJ report about the World Bank debt figures highlighted the depth of corruption and collusion in Jamaica. The table clearly shows an upward trend. And adding insult to injury, it shows a debt that was at its lowest when we were told that the debt was at its highest. But TVJ somehow ignored these glaring discrepancies. There are so many issues that should have been investigated, but were ignored. Here is a quote about journalism. Journalism is a cornerstone of democracy. A well-informed society is a prerequisite for a functioning democracy, allowing citizens to make informed decisions about the policies that affect their lives. Hear that? But not in a banana republic like Jamaica. This mob here keep the people misinformed and ignorant, so Jamaica can be exploited to the blasted maximum. But the bullshit continues. Here is a PM on the campaign trail selling the economy. No, it is a sign of gross mismanagement because 1, inflation is rampant globally, and 2, the people don't have basic infrastructure. There's a monumental difference between investing and spending. At the end of January, there's almost 4.7 billion sitting in the reserves. Immediately investing 600 million of that to save 150 million every year in JPF bills is not spending, it is common bloody sense. But under the IMF supervision, it is better for Jamaica if the lucrative renewable energy industry is owned by foreign investors. It is a second example of treachery and extreme exploitation. That's what I'm saying. We must take to the streets. Then there is bauxite mining. There are 4 foreign-owned companies. They're supposed to pay for bauxite by the levy, but none of them are paying it and haven't done so for years. I'm telling you, there are no laws that the JLP and PNP won't stoop to accommodate investors. None. Toxic wastelands have been created. Farmlands, livelihoods, communities, and people's health have been destroyed, not to mention the irreparable damage to the environment. And we don't get a cent for the bauxite. But the investors, they're doing very well. Just look at recent earnings. Over 4 billion US, and we get nothing. It really is treason. One of the companies is Noranda, and I have found no evidence that that company has paid the levy since at least 2017. However, somehow the company was granted a mining permit to destroy sections of St. Anne.
My name is Cyril Anderson. I born and grew on this land and I've been farming here since 1987. We are in an area and community where employment is only from the soil.
all the farmers here depend on these little lands that line around that have been given to our foreparents from earlier days during Michael Manley for land lease project. I realize that they now run the Bauxite company plan now to take it over and mine it.
Mining is expected to begin in the rural farming community of Industry Pen Center. But it's not the only community that will be affected.
When you come mine it out, we don't have nothing to eat. The kids have nothing to eat. And see, it's a starvation.
I feel sad about it, and I vex when them dug this place up. That is the question we ask. What we're going to do? It's not me one. It's a lot of us.
Empty houses and silent streets in the community of Harmons in Greenpond, Manchester, a shell of its former self as the roars of tractors and trucks stripping the earth of bauxite replace the sounds of the people that once lived here. But as bauxite operations thrive, elderly couple Arthur and Beverly Johnson say they struggle daily to cope with the noise.
Sometimes I feel out here so sit down, I want to sleep, me bow down my head. And the veranda here, I cannot lay down in there. Cause some of the truck them look like they back down, lock down, and when they get the dirty and them a drive over here, bow, bow, bow.
And dust.
I never suffered with my chest yet. I have, you ever eat parched corn, sir? And I speak me days and he can't choke you. I so down here so feel. So even my very food, me can't eat it as me take it eating in here, so coming like fire burn out down in my chest here, so I cannot eat it. All me know is just a run away, like, when you have sinus, I then they suck me hand and going.
Now, Mr. Johnson says his fruit trees, which he earns from, are also badly affected by the bauxite dust, as well as his house.
The house top a rot now, because the rot is just, say, I told the friends they upon my house top. Now, if I buy zinc, put the 16 feet zinc, put on the house top, because the bottom one part leak under the dust.
Jamaica insists it can only offer temporary relocation and says it has explained this in several meetings with the couple. The Bauxite company says it doesn't need to acquire the Johnsons' property because it is not located within the area that's currently being mined. But a relative argues that some of the mining is too close for comfort.
They would have been mining in front of the property right now, and they already did mining behind our property, which is not reclaimed as yet, meaning the hole is still open, right? And some are owned by the side here.
Jamaica says land reclamation will be done in a timely manner so that farming or resettlement can happen in the area again. In the meantime, it says the Johnsons have rejected its offer of dust and noise compensation, insisting only on permanent relocation.
Little papi show money where me don't upset. I know I don't look panic because I know that in my intention.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Did you see the age of those guys? Now, the locals want an injunction to prevent mining, but believe it or not, the government led an appeal claiming that the country would suffer insurmountable economic loss if mining was stopped. They submitted false and inflated projected levy payments to win the appeal, so industry's pen is right now being destroyed, and who knows what happened to elders in that video. There are criminals in Parliament. It is a terrible case of treachery and greed, where the wants of the few far outweigh the needs of the many, and outlines yet again that the charity and the plenty do not work for the people. Mining should be immediately halted whilst an investigation is conducted. A detailed report will follow, but more information can be found in the petition in the description below. Petitions are invariably ignored, but we need this one to go viral to prevent further suffering and destruction, as you're going to see in the following clip. I'm not going to comment about that. The petition is addressed to the head of MOCA and the PM. So please sign and circulate it. We won't get the changes we need if we do not act. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. We decided to do things different this afternoon. As you're aware, that was Real Talk with John. And I mean no disrespect when I said with John, he wants to be referred the show Real Talk with John. No, we all know him as Dr. Lennon. But very interested indeed the way he dissect and put the government lies with the facts. I want to say good afternoon to the viewers, and I ask that you put a thumbs up on the video. Now, that was Real Talk with John, and we're going into the Lady Whistleblower show. Shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. Welcome to the Lady Whistleblower show. And to your esteemed whistlee, as your host, I am honored to have you join us here on OBC Radio Station, OBC Radio Facebook page, and here on OBC YouTube channel, where we fearlessly uncover the truth and shed light on important issues around the beloved island of Jamaica. Before we do so, allow me to welcome those of you who are joining us for the first time and kindly request that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We advise that you turn your notification on so you won't miss us. Last but not least, follow us on all social media platforms at OBC Radio and visit us on the World Wide Web, www.obcradio.com, where you can listen to our radio and remember to download our OBC Radio app to your phone and stay updated. The app is free and easy to use. Chat with any one of our DJs and make your song requests or shout out to friends and family from the app. Always remember, a winner never quit because quitters never win. We are here to discuss what's going on with the local government election, along with some action taken by Mark Jefferson Golden. Very commendable action, must say.
What
But
is
before
wrong with humanity? Who not kill, bow out and a sell them soul for vanity? Young and old pick up things pan them head and can't manage it. Me beautiful country them a damage it. God bless Jamaica. Watch the man know I'm representing for OBC Radio Station, the only station where I entertain the nation. People, tune in and don't move on the dial. This is the only radio station when I live in denial. What?
welcome back to the Lady Whistleblower show, where truth is always a guest of honor. Tonight we have a combustible topic that has ignite political circle and reverberate across the Jamaican society. It is no secret that the spectator of illegal lottery scamming has not only hurt countless innocent lives, particularly among the elderly Americans population, but it has also been a catalyst for crime, violence, and the nefarious gun for drugs trade that plague our beautiful island. It is a stunning turn of event. Opposition leader Mark Jefferson Golden has taken decisive action within his own party ranks after a controversial endorsement of these unlawful activities by Dennis Meadows, the PNP caretaker for Northern Trelawney. Golden demonstrates a zero tolerance stand by removing Meadows from his position. Here we're gonna show you a clip of what causes Mr. Mark Jefferson Golden to not just booted, but fired Mr. Meadow.
Especially one who call himself Chopper. Let me tell you straight up. And he can speak openly. I have no problem with a man if he want chop. Because them chop us during slavery. So nothing wrong if we chop them up. My only problem with the chopping is when you bingo and you score. Use the money wisely. Yes. Set up yourself. Yes. Open a business. Yes. Make sure mommy look good. Yes. Make sure your baby mother look good. Yes. But don't take the money and use energy and wash car. Yes. And use US dollar light cigarette. Alright. Full business now. True. There's a reason why money is called liquidity. Yes. It's liquid. And if you don't tie it on your hand, it leak out your hand no matter what you have. Yes. So don't go wrong with what you do.
Welcome to the Lady Whistleblower Show with Dr. Gordon. We fearlessly uncover the truth. Welcome to the Lady.
The controversy statement. Mark Golden's response was swift and unequivocal. Let's take a moment to hear the words of a leader drawing a line in the sand. Mark Golden, and I quote, "Comrade Meadows continue as a candidate is untenable in the light of these egregious remarks of on the platform. Given that scamming is one of Jamaica's most serious national security challenges, let this president be a warning to all who serve in the People's National Party under my leadership. We are demanding higher standard of accountability. Jamaica will no longer tolerate weak, unprincipled leaders who say one thing but do another. Jamaicans deserve better, and I will give it to them," unquote. This bold move by Mr. Golden underscores a commitment to integrity and the rule of law, especially within his own party, a party that has faced allegations regarding involvement in lottery scamming. These allegations have came into a tragic spotlight with the murder of former PNP caretaker for Granville Montego Bay, Bebe. Bebe, who was known to the gay community introduced lottery scamming at a young age, which has since proliferate throughout the island. It's a scourge that has infected various sectors of Jamaicans' life, including dancehall artists and criminal gangs. Tonight, we acknowledge Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden leadership. It's a courageous step that signals a departure from the shadow of corruption and a strive towards the light of transparency and accountability. So to you, Mr. Golden, we say bravo. Your action today not only set a precedent with the People's National Party, but have also won over skeptics and critics. Now, as we go further, before we go further, this move that Mark Jefferson Golden did speaks volume. So I myself have to now sit back and said, yes, Mark, I see the leader of what we expect. We see you take stand because people have been looking, by myself, we have been looking and watching. We've been speculating, are you too weak? Can you really lead the country? But this move, I must commend you on this move. In recent days, I said to you all that the fact that the People's National Party has won, and yes, we will continue to say, won the local government election. It's a beautiful thing for Jamaica because Andrew Holness and his cronies are no longer there all by themselves in majorities. So while we commend Mark Jefferson Golden on the stand that he has made, we have to also commend him one more time because of his brave move. Andrew Holness had was to follow suit to save Shameface. What am I talking about? The next video I'm about to present to you will say much.
6 million votes. Enough to win. More than one got in last election. But these things in general, these liberals tell him down. But me in charge of stuff. Listen right now. I'm a minister of work.
Now, Minister Edward Warmington, controversy statement about withholding funding.
No PFP codes never spend their money.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just witnessed is a statement from Minister of Works Edward Warmington of the Jamaica Labour Party. His words have sparked outrage and concern across political lines, as they appear to suggest a misuse of taxpayers' money for partisan purpose. The Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, has also taken disciplinary actions on Minister Warmington for these remarks. However, this is not the first time Minister Warmington has made such statement and worst statement, and the lack of responses raises questions about the commitment to fair and equitable governance in the Jamaica Labour Party. The implication of such statements threatens the very fabric of our democratic purposes. It suggests a dangerous precedent where political affiliation could determine the allocation of public funds, which by right belongs to the people and should be used for the betterment of all communities, irrespective of political linings. Communities rely on these funds for critical infrastructures, projects, maintenance, and development initiatives. When politics interferes with progress, it is the citizens who suffer. The very same citizens who entrust leaders to act in their best interests. We call upon Prime Minister Andrew Holness to address the corruptions, the situations of the local government election as to why his wife, Juliet Holness, went to the electoral headquarters. The people of Jamaica deserve transparency, accountability, and all the above. Leaders who put the nation's well-being above party politics. Our show stands with every Jamaican who demand that their elected officials uphold the principle of justice and equality. We will continue to shine a light on these issues and advocate for a Jamaica where every voice is heard. As we say, second chances for the forgotten voices, and every vote truly counts. Stay informed, stay engaged, and continue to hold your leaders accountable. Together, we can build a Jamaica that we can all be proud of. A Jamaica that stands as a beacon of integrity to the face of adversity. We want to thank you for joining us tonight on the Lady Whistleblower Show. And let's keep the flame of the truth burning bright. Now, allow me to get up close and personal with the viewers. And if you want to be a part of the roll call, we advise you to just comment in the chat. Lyris Beckford, you were here very early at 3:21 p.m. You came to class very early. Jay, good evening. You were here also early. Tata, good afternoon. Paula Sheely, good afternoon. Entertainment Now, good afternoon. 401 Eastbound, good afternoon. Marshall E. Butler, good afternoon. Said Andrew, stop talks, take a vacation and somewhere overseas. and relax and get it together. You need some rest to clear your head. No disrespect, you were good for a while, but you rub up SSL money. We can continue. But too much corruption. The transparency that you run on, we're not seeing it. Good evening, Michi. Miranda Broddock, good evening. Angie Jones, good evening. Entertainment Now said journalism is no longer exist in Jamaica. So true. Max Romney, good evening. Relocation for every family, 2 miles or more, depending on the science of it. 401 East Brown, the Speaker of the House, owned all the trucks. Maybe you guys should sue her. Why is not a lawyer like Bert Samuels or Isaac Buchanan on this? This is not as famous as Vibes Cartel case. Wait. Why is not a lawyer like Bert Samuels or Isaac Buchanan on this? Is it not as famous as Vibes Cartel case? Question mark. Prophetess Angia Laws, bless up yourself. Entertainment Now said, how are you doing, Dr. G? I hope you're doing well. Yes, I am doing well. Under the circumstance, I've got 120 days to my wedding. I'm very excited. 401 Eastbound said, it is really painful when I see the most vulnerable of our society being taken advantage of, especially the nasty Chinese and the wicked government. Novelet Blake, good night, everyone. I just love your show. Novelet Blake. Wait, Novelet Blake. Is this Munchie? This is what I need to hear from leaders: direct address on issues and action that are not aligned with integrity and leadership. Direct and clear message on the leadership position. Entertainment Now said, no, he needs to apply all this to all members and on his team and all issues affecting the people. Oh yes, we're looking forward and we'll be watching very closely as Mark Jefferson Golden continue. But for those, we can say for all who have been questioning Mark Jefferson Golden leadership, he has rise to the occasion, and we're looking forward. We just hope he can put it right across the board and said, enough is enough. One artist was shut down from using bad words, yet politician can use it and no issue. That's another thing. Watch God works, chestnut checkers. Watch God works, chestnut checkers. As you said, this remind me. Yesterday, I have the clipping. Yesterday, Miss Juliet Olness, the wife of the Prime Minister, decided to go into the electoral office headquarters to try to spin the vote, spin the ballot, try to convince Gladstone Brown on what to do. Get to understand that she passed out breathless yesterday when she heard that there was a swarm of comrades in orange outside waiting, calling for her to come out. Come out, Juliet. Over 3 hours, Miss Wellness was locked into the building, silent as a lamb. But to you, I found it very funny because, as Mr. Golden has said, the time has come. And I love the fact the people them rally round and went down there and stand up and said, no, we're not going to allow this. Come out. Crowbait, come out. Enough is enough. The time has come. But it is very surprising because, excuse me, remember, only 29% of Jamaica population went to the poll in the local government election. What am I saying? That 1% less than the last general election went to the poll. So there was still a percentage from the last general election that didn't care to go to the poll this time around. So we have over 70%, and we have over 70% of the voters that didn't turn up, didn't care, or just can't bother with the foolishness, or maybe was like me, who will never consider Mark Golden the person for being charged. But I'm quite sure we're supposed to be all singing this song now based on what he did. It's very commendable on what he did. And because of what he did, caused the Prime Minister for try to take shame face out of him eye, because chink, dog, and flea and all these things that Warmington have spoken before. I was also surprised that he released Warmington. But then again, it was said that Warmington was supposed to go anyway, but not as member of parliament. It would be very interesting to now speak to the booted Everett Warmington, because I know that Warmington have a lot of secrets, and we all know that Warmington have his way to release it. So imagine he has been fighting your dirty, nasty battles, and because of Mark Golden, because this is what Warmington sitting down be saying now, you know. Because of Mark Golden do theme thing, you come go on like you want sidestep me. All right. I would love to speak to this Warmington. Mr. Everett Warmington. The number to call is 1-800-944-2166. Extension 2. 1-800-944-2166. Extension 2. Or you can shoot us an email at info@obcradio.com. The invitation is wide open. And of course, you are now voiceless. So you are one of us, and we'll give you the voice. We'll let your voice be heard. Journey with me 876. Bless up yourself. It is such a national disgrace with the evil that's going on. Patricia Williams, bless up yourself. Rufy, turn up. Roof it up. I think I've seen the thing already, but I think it's the first time I'm seeing it here. Or maybe not. Bless up yourself, Roof it up. Prophetess Angela says, more power to Mr. Golden. The Prime Minister should eliminate likewise for the achievement of the country. Velma Halls said, God claw, gag clad, it mean to cover criminal offense and should not be tolerated. Gag clad. Oh, I think you're talking about the gag order. Velma All said, good evening. Bless up yourself. Delroy Henry, the UK. Bless up yourself. Mr. Gordon, Power Friday, blessing. TGI Friday, it is my pleasure listening to you, sharing your ideas and thoughts. UK up. Yeah, I figure. Angela, bless up yourself. Velma also PNP called upon Almighty God, but JLP used ritual. Well, God does answer prayer. JLP also found out that bro God is no Messiah. Velma, all I would beg to differ a little. In response to, let me read back what you said. PNP call upon Almighty God. The people of Jamaica call upon Almighty. The people of Jamaica called upon the Almighty God. I don't think it's the PNP because let's call a spade a spade. The PNP also involved in rituals. I've seen it happen down by, they still have the, down by Winard Road. I just remember there's another, that was an head office? What was that? Comrade's supposed to remember what I'm talking about. Down by that Holy Rosary, the prep school, I believe it is. But the PNP have some headquarters down by Winard Road. And I mean, the Manly, all of them, they come in rituals. They're all involved in rituals. But it's not the PNP call upon the ritual. On Almighty God. It's the people of Jamaica. They're just tired. Every day somebody say, Lord God, help me. Me tired, all the little baby them. Me tired of Andrew owners. Father God, help me. Oh, just stuff like these. That's what call. And not PNP call up. Because they're both involved in rituals. Both of them. Kumina people them. But yes, by any means necessary. And you said, well, I don't know if they found out that he's not Messiah. But I know that they saw, an advice I would want to give to the labor rights. Because it amazed me how the labor rights said they won the local government election. Why aren't you happy? You won the local government election, yet still you're not happy. Why is it you're being so defensive? What is there to be so defensive? Well, guess what? Y'all won the local government election and everything is gravy and the people, nothing no wrong with Jamaica. Everything smooth sailing. The people love Jamaica and the people say Andrew Onless is the best thing since sliced bread. That's what you all say. Call the general election. Call the general election because the people are going to vote for you. You say everything goes Chris. You can turn it up and you can turn it off. Turn it up and call the general election. Turn it up. Turn it up. Call it, man. Call it. Why is it that this People's National Party have this momentum and celebrating so much? If we no win, why is it that Juliet, and by the way, what Juliet Holness doing in the head office of the electoral office? What the wife of the Prime Minister doing inside the office the head office of the electoral office, during the time when recount is going on. Mark need 401 Eastbourne said Mark need to apply pressure on Conjo for him to lift the gag order from the Integrity Commission and let them do their job freely. Yes, that need to be done. Real talk. And we're waiting on the Mark Golden because you said the people have to put you up and the people have spoke. People have spoken. Small amount have spoken. Now, if you want the 70% that sit down and don't care, just confirm the 6 names. People still want to hear from you all the confirmation of the 6. And I said confirmation because I've already named them. Follow the money. Do something. Fulfill out on your promises. Coral Allen, I think it's the first time I'm seeing you. Oh, no, lie. It's been a while. Now I realize who you are. It's been a while. Where have you been? Angela Warmington put in his retirement a few months ago. So that's what I'm saying. He was already on his way out. So the release for to say it's not of much standard. Entertainment now, so leaders lead and followers follow. Sharon Thompson, good evening. Blessing. Flymouth Warmington already said Andrew can lick him. But that's not the word that's there. I just pretty it up. Journey with me 876 said Warmington is still on their payroll, just a show right now. We all know that dishonesty is always their thing. That's true. Patricia Williams laughing out and said, what is you not easy, you know? Dr. Jermaine, voice of the voiceless. Yes. Let us hear a warm side of the story. And indeed, it would be a warm side. I love how you're playing with words. Tamara Davis from Great Britain, bless up yourself. Velma all said amen to that, Sir G. 2 heads better than 1. Thanks for the correction. I don't remember what I corrected about. Oh, okay. About the... Okay, I know what it is. Delroy Henry said, Mr. Gordon, you judge a book by the cover. I give you my opinion, Mr. Gordon. Mr. Golden, he's the man for the job. Lisa is not the angel you think she is. Mr. Golden have no skeleton taken with him. Well, it's not a matter of Lisa. Let's not go there. As we said, let's not understand where you're coming from, but let's not go there. It's not because Lisa has no skeleton either. But we're not here for that. As you see, I'm saying I'm commending and applauding Mark Jeffers Golden and the move that he make, and just hope he continue to do so and use it right across the board and lead with that integrity. Carlton Lovelace, I think it's the first time I see you here. Not sure. Welcome. You know what Andrew never tell no one that he... You know what? Andrew never tell no one that he is the Messiah. I mean, he didn't tell... If he used that way, he didn't tell him that he was the Messiah, but him tell him, bro, God. Angela said she went to see if they really lost Kingston and St. Andrew. She never have to go for see. So hold on, she don't trust the people that they're working. So if she can't trust the people that's at the electoral office to do the count, Why should we trust them to do their job that we put them to do when they are full out corrupted? Mr. Gordon, it is the people who make the choice. People need to stop this crap about God who did it. God give us a brain to use, and we must use our brain wisely. Time come. That's true, Delroy, anyway. Because God give us the brain and the knowledge and the wisdom, and yet still we sit down and we say, oh, we are wait for this. And him say we have the power lie within our tongue. Life and death lies within our tongues. But a lot of us speak death and bad luck and bad blessing in your life. And Lord God, me salt, me never see you. No, I am blessed and highly favored. Me never find. How are you, Dr. Gordon? Blessed and highly favored. Blessed in your going, blessed in your coming, blessed when you're sad, blessed when you're happy. You're always blessed. Speak blessing upon your life. Where salt a go, where fine a go, because everybody say fine. Lead and not follow, fine. You can't be fine. Sometimes you're all upset. You can be upset and blessed. Look at it. But you can't be upset and fine. Somebody asks you the quickest lie you're ready to tell. I'm fine. Why? Because that's what you hear people say. Nothing fine about you. When you go there, go through with poverty, hungry, or bite you, you and the family member just in some argument and you can't expect, you never expect the situation to happen or it happen. You and a close your relationship just mash up or something, but somebody asks you, how are you? You're fine. No, you can't find in a them problem, but you can be blessed within the problems. Speak blessing upon your life. That's why them say the word, the tongue is very powerful. I grew up here, they say sticks and stones can break your bones, but word will never, whatever. Words are strong, cut deep. That's why when a man tell you about your mother, you already feel lick him in his face, because it cut deep. Sometimes somebody says something to you and it hurt you more than them, it better them they hit you. Journey with me 876, a bad girl Juliet to manipulate everything, doc. So that's why she was there. She think it was our matey Rhoda Crawford. By the way, you know, I was gonna make some little mischief. I forgot what came up and I didn't do it. And you saw when Andrew Holness walked with Rhoda Crawford, his sweetheart, on the campaign trail, face pleased and happy. They look like a beautiful couple, though, no lie. Better than the Gillette owners. Gillette owners say I look parrotish like. I don't know. Andrew and Rhoda have they could have do a little power couple thing. No lie. They look nice together on the campaign. I'm just saying. And by the way, Andre, you need to stop it. Big up yourself though, Andre Stevenson. But you need to stop it. I mean, when I say you need to stop it, I mean for pursue. I would have loved to see you go. As you would have said, what a bang around. Mark Jefferson Golden, I am endorsing Andre Stevens. Put Andre Stevens, but then again, but you not forgot watch him good because we don't want them kill him. But I believe put Andre Stevens in the constituency where Juliet Holness is and make him run against her. Remember, it's Andre. His Andre was her handbag. And Andre, who knew that Rhoda Crawford and Andrew Holness was in a relationship, was being unfaithful in his marriage. It was Andre who confirmed that Rhoda was the one using the credit card. Yes. So Andre have something to prove. against Juliet, I believe you should give Andre. Put Andre up there with wherever she's up in a center, and Juliet. Put Andre with her up there. Wanna say people? Yes, so she thinks she could have I said that to say this because she thinks she could have bad up the electoral edifice, like how she bad up Rhoda for God dash the belly and run out of the country. Bad girl Gillette. Affluent J said, please repeat the 6 for me. The OBC. Me relatively new. Okay, go on the there's go on the video. Go on the video, Lady Whistleblower show. And look for this illicit 6 video. It's there. But let me see if I can I know Andrew Onless, Nigel Clark. Wait, did I don't. That's the thing. I don't want to call. I know Andrew Holness. If memory clearly, you see, I don't want to mistake no names now. I want to go quote me. So please go and watch the video. Go and watch the video. It's titled "The Illicit 6." BCA Summit, bless up yourself, prefect. Delaware innocence to God. When you look at the PM's wife face, you see the sign of devil or demon. The PM wife, when there is a try and when they try to steal, but no lie. I don't know if let me see if there's a timestamp on this. I don't know if you had said that when 3:35. I don't know if you had said that when I said she looked like parrot, because that's what you said here was the reason why I said she looked parrotish. Angela 48349 said, I was once a laborer, but that was inherit. But now Mark Golden for Prime Minister. On a weekend. On a weekend, put some things together now. You say you inherit JLP, but you haven't seen the light. And just spent millions to buy a vote. Yeah, man. And I love how to continue to take the money and vote them out. Anybody come to you, come give you money for vote, take the money and make sure you vote for the other side of the party. It don't matter if it's the PNP or it's the JLP. Excuse me. Once them paying you for the vote, take the money and vote them out. Cause a fool them take on for. It's time has also come for people to stop make politicians take them for fool. For the 4 years straight with hunger, broke, poverty, nothing now go on. But when politics election time a come, money start run. A fool them take off. The time come for we stop allow it. Take them money and vote for the other party. It does not matter which party. Any party give you money for your vote. Take the money. Coming out till they say don't take it. Take the money and vote for the other party. Nekisha McLeish, I believe it's the first time I see you. Welcome. Andrew, do the want no woman again. Wait, the Andrew don't want no woman again. Oh, Andrew don't want no woman again. Well, well, for sure, people like Akino. Andrew is a good actor. I must say, Andrew is a good actor. So, he may want one for sure. But I get you. The legendary Dick Gregory tell me this 15 years ago. Mankind always blame God when the thing does not work. out in their favor. That's so true. So true. Andre must go to Mandeville, where he would be a better suited. Andre was the jockey on the two side until him find himself in the pickle. You say Andre would do well at Mandeville? But I think Andre loved controversy. And I think because I hear him say it too. I heard him say it. And knowing him, it would just push him more. Because just to prove to Juliet, take her down, cut her down. Take her drawers, I would say, and wipe over her face. Pull her in the mud. I hope we're having the same amount of thumbs up to the viewers here. We are going to open the phone lines for the next 15 minutes. The number to call, WhatsApp 1917-374-48. Oh, I just realized I have 94. You would never get me. I just realized the number is 917-374-4854. Sorry. Or call 1-800-944-2166. You don't have to give your name. OBC Radio, second chances for the forgotten voices. Mr. Gordon, I applaud your argument. Take the money and vote them out. Mr. Gordon, although it is our own taxpayers' money. No, it's Warmington money. Be careful how you talk about taxpayers' money and Warmington. Be careful how you talk about Warmington money. It's taxpayers' money. Oh. Andrea Joan Hamilton, where have you been, girl? Anyone have anything to say? Anything? Wait, should I play this? Can I find it back and cause some problem? Let me see if I could start some. Okay, I can't find it. But I heard something was playing just now and I was like, wow. Oh, you went to sleep. I forgot to text you and let you know that I was going to be on when you text earlier. But yes, this is the Lady Whistleblower Show, OBC Radio. And I'm your host, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. We'll continue to shed light on important issues in and around our beloved island of Jamaica.
Check. Ha. You know it's Imaric, representing for Dr. Jeremy and the voice for the voiceless. OBC radio station brings you nothing but niceness. Big up all of the listeners and all of the fans, them, the loyal ones, them. Jamaica was a good island, but by the governments, them it get spoiled, man. Them raise up the price, man, the sugar, the high, man. Behind closed door after the poor, them a smile, man. Them a pressurize the yellows and the juvenile, man. Them not provide no job, that's why they use them get vile, man. Poverty make them get angry and wild, man. And start rap, kill and kidnap people, child, man. Pull on the Jeremian, when they read him pass for a while, man. Can't believe us, so Jamaica really get the high, man. I love Jamaica, my country me not degrade, but me have to speak my mind, yes. In Jamaica me no like where you gone, the governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you gone, too much people have face operation. Dr. Jeremy and
I want to speak out to Rattigan and the foundation that they have. I believe I know that like ISA, because there's a lot of stuff that going on, and I know that it's overwhelming for ISAT alone to take on so much cases as an attorney with issues that needed to be addressed, and a lot of people looking to your foundation as a beacon of light, where they can seek refugees, rescue into getting the assistance with legal cases. But of course, we understand that ISAT is busy, and so. But I would like to ask the public if there's any other attorneys that would like to go aboard, and join force for a betterment of Jamaica, for the people, by the people. This is the Lady Whistleblower Show, and I'm your host, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. We thank you for tuning in with us. Remember to download our app. Like, share, and subscribe. The OBC Radio app is available in your App Store or your Play Store. You can also ask Alexa to play OBC Radio or visit us on the World Wide Web. Listen to the radio station there, obcradio.com.